Alright everyone, welcome back to the Theta Communications YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over zero-knowledge compute, as well as the impact this is all going to have on the AI future ahead of us. First and foremost though, thank you to everyone who's provided Theta Stake, as well as Tfuel Stake to one of our many elite edge nodes. If you have not already, please make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment on the video down below. We greatly appreciate all feedback and support. Alright, let's dive into today's topic. Alright, we're going to be talking about zero-knowledge compute and why this is significant, especially for Theta as we enter into this new resource sharing economy. There's some challenges that we face ahead that maybe Bitcoin miners don't share in the same exact way. People can lend out mining resources and share in those rewards, and people have done all sorts of plans, all sorts of different things, but mining is very different than actual compute being processed through and sharing the actual resource of that, right? We're not just solving and hashing blocks, right? We are actually transmitting data through and utilizing hardware that's existing out in the open free world, right? So with that comes some new challenges where, especially from the torrenting days, we saw some of these things get passed through where you as a provider do not know, especially with ZK, what kind of data potentially is going over your device. And then what we have to find out too is if you as a resource provider are potentially liable if any illicit or illegal content gets pushed over your compute power, right? So right now in the US, we are figuring out still the crypto space, legality, security stuff, all sorts of stuff. The next things too is in making sure that if there is resource sharing and efficiency that's being built, that the resource providers are legally protected from the potential challenges that could be ahead of us, right? The other thing too, making sure that we are not creating Skynet, if that makes sense, because we are, providing and sharing these resources. I think building the economic movements is going to be so important, putting cost in front of everything, and by doing so, really, like I said, just making sure this is a commodity and not some, security type thing or just even imagining how the US or other jurisdictions could frame this, right? We really want to get this nailed down. And with zero knowledge as a base layer and as Theta is doing this, right? This is really talking about like the Byzantine generals problem that, crypto is really trying to solve. Is that you don't need to know what is actually being pushed through. You just need to know and validate it that it was, right? And with that, I think that will help and engage that dialogue a lot easier. And then the regulatory bodies that they can then go in and after people in positions that are doing anything that's illicit or illegal, right? We want this industry to thrive and to grow, and I think just the sheer capacity of artificial intelligence that is going to be pushed through the pipeline has to increase in size, as we've said previously, and we have to make that happen. So I think the legal bodies are on our side to try to make that happen, especially with a constrained power grid at the current being, right? That will lead us into our next topic here, which is related to this, where ZK and your data is going to become more and more of a valuable asset as we move forward. It's very curious that Elon Musk, as well as now Jeff Bezos, has entered the satellite internet race. And because they've entered this race, we now are potentially putting our compute power and our ISP data at risk for being studied in terms of like AI. Like, you think of a kid who's innovating a new product and is searching on Google, he's going through different things, going through different documents, and in the background, you have ISP providers who are potentially inserting their own artificial intelligence to study individuals and the engagements that they're having, to then potentially front run innovation on the individual level. That's something I'm very concerned about with these movements that I've seen from both Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, is that privacy has to be of the utmost importance, and the data traffic of users cannot be studied, right? Otherwise, you get this funneling effect where basically Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are creating this pool of data where they're like, okay, we can study this idea and then funnel out and see which ideas are actually business palatable, which ones are pushable forward, and then engaging money and teams to, generate that idea into reality. And I think this is really why Theta and others are so important, AETHIR as well, need to preserve the privacy, need to engage more with ZK, whether that's engagement with the actual ISP layer. I think that's the next tier with AETHIR and Theta, is that really integrating at that ISP level, because otherwise all the throughput and all the flows, we just want to make sure that innovators are keeping and pushing forward and decentralizing in the business model, right? We don't need more centralization, right? Humans naturally centralize, right? Especially finance, right? Money begets more money, liquidity gets more liquidity, right? So just something to monitor in the space right now and watch. Study up on ZK, study originations, go back the Zcash origins, as well as just Byzantine general problems. I think it's super helpful to understand how all this works, and that will help you engage better with the Theta ecosystem as well as the AETHIR ecosystem. Also want to make sure everyone is up to date. We're down to 3 days and looks like 23 hours left. So this is exciting. We're going to get the Elite booster launch. Very excited for this. Looking forward to seeing this all pan out. Awesome to see all the content from Theta Eurocon that's been happening. Go check that out over on Twitter. Awesome to see everyone having a great time and learning. I've seen some cool projects and some demo photos, and I'm excited to see what else comes out of it. All right, everyone. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, whatever time zone you are in, and I will see you all on Tfuel Island. Take care. Bye-bye.